Good afternoon, Black and Married with Kids. I am so excited to be with you guys today on this amazing Monday. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend for your week. I hope it's starting off really well. But I'm excited to be with you guys tonight for this topic, how to trust after being betrayed. Now, I am so excited to be here with you guys, and I am here every Monday, and you guys always know that we have a really awesome time here on Black and Married with Kids. Obviously, I look a little bit different, have the glasses on tonight. However, I'm still excited for this topic that I'm going to give to you guys tonight, and I want to thank Lamar and Ronnie for having me on here to be able to speak to you guys every Monday for this for different topics that we offer you guys. So if it's your first time joining me, my name is Ariel. I am the co-owner of Dunamis Women Enterprise. Tell me your city and state down below. We always have a really good time in our comments when I'm here live every Monday. But like I said, I am the co-owner of Dunamis Women Enterprise with my mother, where we guide women to faith through kingdom teaching, prayer, and coaching so they can experience healing within their soul and transform their life and relationships through the power of God. And that's what we do over here at Dunamis Women, where we help women. But tonight I am focused on you. I'm focused on how you can trust after being betrayed. And this is a huge topic for many people, whether you are married, whether you are single, whether you have been divorced, whether you have never been married. Everyone has experienced some level of rejection or betrayal. So to make sure that my comments are working right, if you are watching me right now, comment below your city and state. Thank you, Monica, so much. Glad that you guys are watching tonight. And as you all know, couple things. We always do really amazing with our comments. Thank you, Ramo from Chicago. So we engage, all right? I ask you guys questions. I ask you guys to engage. Hi, Tamisha from Dallas, Texas. And the second thing is we share, all right? We share this video because we don't want to just soak up all this knowledge and wisdom for ourselves, but we want to share this on our page so that other people can be impacted about this topic and to learn and to grow. So hi, Kenneth. Hi, Nay. How are you all? As always, there's pen and a paper, get your phone, get notes, whatever you need to do to write down some information, because it is so important to learn how to trust after being betrayed. And I'm going to really dive into this for you tonight because I really want to be able to help people learn how to trust again. Hi from Raleigh, North Carolina. Hi, Chantel. So if you are ready for this topic tonight, I want you to put I'm ready, because I am about to deliver some amazing content for you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the engagements. Please make sure you share this. Hi, Mike. Hi, Amira. And listen, you all, when I go over this topic tonight, it's not just going to be woman focused. It's not just going to be men focused, all right? Everyone experiences some level of betrayal or hurt. So if you have experienced this, then you are in the right place, all right? And I'm going to give you some tools, thank you for saying you're ready, on how to trust again after being betrayed. Because the truth is, no one likes the sting of rejection or betrayal. Now, for me, giving you guys some little honest about myself, I'm 29, I'm single, I have never been married. And for me, there's a difference between betrayal and rejection. Now, rejection has been a huge part of my life, all right? I have experienced so much rejection within my years of living. I don't even know if many women my age are even over to where I have experience of rejection. However, I also know the sting of betrayal, all right? Especially when you trust someone, you love someone, you expect someone to give you that love back, and they don't. And so oftentimes we have been betrayed in many different aspects of our life, and not just in love. You know, I coach and I mentor many of teens, and they have been not only just rejected, but betrayed by their fathers, by their mothers, where they thought that they would love someone and they would give all of themselves and that someone would nurture them and protect them, and then they get that sting of betrayal. So this is for any ages and any people, but because of the fact that we're on Black and Married with Kids, I'm going to give it to you from a relationship standpoint, all right? And what tools you can do to overcome trust, how to trust again after betrayal, all right? So I see some readies. I see some greetings from Oxford, North Carolina. So we're about to get into it, all right? Last week, I kind of did a breakdown of the word on my live that I was focused on. So tonight, we're going to focus on trust, okay? Because here's the thing. When you want to trust after being betrayed, really, trust is not the issue, all right? And I know that sounds crazy, but once we experience betrayal, trust is not really the issue that we have. Because here's the thing. Everyone has experienced betrayal. You are not alone. And really, when we say that we don't trust people or that we have trust issues, truth is that you do trust, all right? When you go to the restaurant, you trust that no one's going to spit in your food. When you, go shopping, you trust that they're going to ring up the right amount of price and not overcharge you. So really, trust is not always the issue, all right? Here's the issue that really we're facing after we have been betrayed, because we trust, it's natural for us to trust. So the first thing to overcome betrayal and how to trust again is, one, you have to be truthful to yourself. And by being truthful to yourself, it's saying that I am human, I am created to trust people. Because oftentimes what happens is that when we get betrayed, we no longer trust our own judgment. We no longer trust our own conscience. We feel as if we have done something wrong. But the truth is that you are human, and you have to be truthful with yourself, that in everything that you do, every decision that you make, that you are always entering into it in a trustful manner. You enter into your job trusting that your boss can be able to pay you and give you that check. So trust is a part of you. So instead of focusing so much on the trust being an issue, be truthful with yourself and embrace the fact that you are a human. You are someone that is going to be able to give yourself and to give your trust to other people that is around you. And when you are truthful to yourself, what it allows you to do is allows you not to necessarily be so much of the victim when betrayal actually has come, or if it has already came. Because what betrayal does is it causes you to feel as if you did something wrong. And when you trust people, you did not do anything wrong. You were being the naturally amazing you that you are. Okay? So one, I want you to come below truthful. In order to trust again after being betrayed, you have to be truthful with who you are and know that trust is a part of you. It is a beautiful part of you, because there is someone, even though someone betrayed you, there is someone that is going to embrace the trust and embrace the love that you have to give. And the moment that you allow betrayal to take away that beautiful part of you, you're not only hindering yourself from experiencing prosperous relationships, but you're also making someone pay for the mistakes of what someone else has caused. So know that you got to be truthful to look within yourself and say, this is me. I am someone that can be able to trust, and that I am learning and experiencing this aspect of myself throughout life, all right? So comment below, truthful, all right? Someone said, it's going to take God to trust again. Absolutely. You know, and sometimes it is going to take God to trust again. However, you have to be truthful with yourself. Because yes, Kimberly, that's a good point. When you experience betrayal, you question everything. That's the first thing that happens when you experience betrayal, is you start questioning everything around you. And when you start questioning things, you take away your ability to know how to trust and to open yourself up to trust. So you got to be truthful with yourself. Know that you are created to be able to extend yourself to other people, all right? So comment below truthful. Second thing that you got to do, all right, in order to overcome trust after being betrayed is, one, you have to know that relationships, all right, relationships are a risk. They are. But they also have a beautiful reward. And here's the thing, when it comes to relationships, all right, we oftentimes think that relationships are the problem. But really, relationships are not the problem. People are a problem. Relationships are a beautiful thing, but people make relationships very complicated because people have problems, not a relationship. And when you get so focused, when you're betrayed, sometimes you say, well, I'm never entering into a relationship again. I'm never, I'm just going to be by myself. Relationships aren't the issue. People have problems that they don't necessarily want to face, and that is what's causing problems within relationships. But when do people actually want to say, I have a problem, all right? So by you saying that I'm going to get over this betrayal, I'm going to learn how to trust again, even if it's hard, even if your husband or your wife cheated on you, by you agreeing to this, by you saying I'm going to heal from this, you are saying I'm no longer going to be able to just push away my problems. But I'm going to deal with the problems that are coming my way. Because oftentimes we have these issues in our relationships because it's either one party that doesn't want to deal with the root problem or the root cause that is within them, all right? So when you experience a risk, when you take a risk from trusting after being betrayed, you have to know that there's a risk that you're taking when you experience trust, all right? When you experience betrayal and you're trusting in. But there's also a beautiful reward. And the reward is not always, let me be very clear, the reward is not always a wholesome relationship, even though that's what we want. But sometimes the reward is you learning more about yourself and learning more about life. Because if you didn't experience the betrayal, you would not know the beauty behind it. You would not know the blessings behind the betrayal that you actually experienced. So sometimes we got to go through this risk. Sometimes that we have to go through these issues so that we can learn about who we are and learn about life. All right. So let me see these comments. You said trust is earned. Do your research on people you deal with it. Edwards, you said trust isn't so much about them, but trusting your own judgment after being betrayed and rejected. So the wall goes up, but the issue is within the wall created. Absolutely, because really, this is going to bring me to my next point. But yes, relationships is not so much about the other person. It's about you. It's about you learning. It's about you learning how to trust your own judgment. Because how do we know people? No one gave us a rule book in life to say this is how you're supposed to know people around us. We learn about people through our experiences. And when you guard your heart and you allow your heart to get hardened, what happens is that you limit yourself from learning more about who you are and learning about other people, because you cannot grow without challenges. You cannot grow without relationships. Relationships are here to help us grow and learn. And you're right, Monica. Hurt does not feel like a blessing. It does not feel like a blessing. But I'm telling you right now, especially with me being a believer, there are many blessings in your hurt as long as you shift your focus, you shift your paradigm off of the person, and you start looking within yourself. Okay? And this is why I said in the beginning that relationships are not the problem, but oftentimes, and this is just being very honest, people do not want to face problems. People do not want to grow through problems. People don't want problems to help challenge them. And this is why we have pacified a lot of things, and we have become bitter, and we have become angry, and we have become upset, and we have become irritated, and we have become cussing everybody out because we just tired of everybody's problem. And if you learn how to, work on your own issues, because there is no man or woman without issues, then you can be able to transpire throughout certain things, all right? So, one, you got to be truthful with yourself. And two, to trust after betrayals, you have to know that there is going to be a risk, but there's also going to be a reward when you trust someone in relationships, all right? So, coming to my third point, to trust again, you have to be able to unveil your own mask. This gets me to the point which a lot of you all are mentioning right now in the comments. You have to unveil your own mask and take a deep look within yourself and embrace who you are. Because that person betrayed you, but that person did not know probably the in-depthness of who you really are as a person. And you have to unveil your mask and embrace, this is who I am. The love that you gave was who you are. The happiness that you gave was who you are. The laughter that you gave was who you are. Don't let them take away that part of you that it makes up who you are as an individual. Everything that you have given to any person, whether that is a kid, whether that's your mother, whether that's your father, whether that's your husband, whether that's your sister, whether that's your brother, it was who you were created to be. And when you unveil the mask, you embrace the fact that this is who I am, so that that betrayal doesn't take away your power. Because really what happens is betrayal comes to take away and make you question who you are. But when people betrayed me, I couldn't let them take away my joy. I couldn't let them take away my laughter. I gave that freely because it's a natural part of who I am as a woman. And when you unveil the mask and you start looking at yourself and who you are, really we feel the sting of betrayal so much because we have allowed another person define who we are. See, what happens when you get a very strong sense of who you are as a woman and as a man, and you are fully confident in what you give to another person, even if they betray you, you stand firm in the person that you have created yourself to be, the process that you have went through, the healing that you have went through, because you don't feel betrayal as much as a sting because you know who you are. And oftentimes when we feel this sting of betrayal, it's because we have given ourselves to someone else, and we lost our identity in who that person is. We allowed that person to become a part of our identity instead of standing in our own autonomy. All right? And this is why betrayal is really a lot of pieces to unveil in this and to break down. because really we get this sting a lot because people lose themselves in relationships. Women lose ourselves in men. Men lose themselves in sometimes women. All right, I've seen men lose themselves in women, and we allow this other person to become a part of who we are, failing to realize that if we were whole before we even entered into this relationship, then when that person betrayed us, we still can stand whole within ourselves. Does the sting hurt? Absolutely. But we look at the sting in a different perspective, all right? And this is why you got to get strengthened in your level of betrayal, and you got to get strengthened within your own mind and your own wisdom so that the sting doesn't hit you as much as other individuals. Because I get the sting, but I don't feel the sting as hard, okay? And that's because I have went through my process and I'm confident in who I am as a woman, all right? So that's you. You have to unveil the mask, all right? So if you're still with me, comment below. I'm still with you. I'm still with you. I know this is a little bit in-depth, you all. I'm sorry that this is not as motivating as my other topics, but see, here's the thing. A lot of us have dealt with betrayal in many different ways, and it's time for us to really start looking at the mirror and dealing with some of the things that we need to deal with to continue to keep going, all right? Yes, Scooter, you are getting to my next point about this, all right? So if you're just not chiming in, my name is Ariel. I'm with Dunamis Women Enterprise, where we guide women of faith through kingdom teaching, prayer, and coaching so they can experience healing within their soul and transform their life and relationships through the power of God. And one thing that we help women heal through is betrayal and rejection. And I thank Lamar and Ronnie for having me on here as I'm talking about this topic. And if you have not shared this yet on your page, please make sure you share this, all right? So I see you guys are still with me. You're still with me. All right, so I'm going to get to my next point because someone had said, well, you want to hurt them, right? You've experienced betrayal and you want to hurt the other person. And let me tell y'all, okay? Sometimes when you experience betrayal, you be ready to go at it. Like, how dare you betray me, all right? And you do be ready to kind of get in that other person's behind. However, this brings me to my second point. Betrayal, if you are, especially for my believers, okay? Betrayal happens to remind you in a way that your life is not your own. So for the S in trust, betrayal comes to remind you that, one, you are a servant leader. And sometimes as a servant leader, as someone that's going to impact another generation, you have to go through some suffering and some sacrifices so that you can be able to become the person you want to become. I couldn't talk to you guys about betrayal or rejection if I didn't go through some suffering. You can be able to be effective within your life, within your job, within your children's life if you did not go through any suffering. So sometimes we got to stop being so selfish, and we have to allow ourselves to know that it doesn't feel good to be a servant leader, but sometimes as a servant leader to the one that you may believe in, which for me is God, that I got to go through some suffering so that I can be in touch with other people's pain. See, if I can go through betrayal and I can work through this betrayal and I can heal from my betrayal, how much effective will I be to help anybody else? And this is when you got to really take off, like I said, that mask and not be so selfish, but also know that part of your experiences is that you have to be a servant leader. And sometimes being a leader means you have to go through some suffering. You said Cardi B said it best, karma is the person you end up with. And let me tell you something, okay? I am so firm in who I am as a woman that if someone betrayed me, they are not betraying me, but they are betraying the Christ that is on the inside of me. And when you mess with me, you are going to, I'm not going to say I believe in karma, but you're going to get some understanding of who you really tried to mess with. I don't got to hurt you. I don't got to bring karma to you. I don't got to dish out your dirty laundry. I don't got to play tit for tat, because when you understand the power in me and when you betray me, you're going to at some point go throughout life and realize the damage that you have done. And I don't want to go all spiritual on this standpoint, but let me tell you all, when Jesus died on the cross, he was betrayed by Judas, and Judas felt so bad within his betrayal that he took his own life. Because he couldn't stand the fact that he betrayed someone who was so good to him. See, Jesus didn't have to do anything to be able to make him feel bad. But the betrayal that happened to him is what got us to where we needed to be. It's why Jesus actually laid down his life for us if you are believers. And so here's the thing. Your betrayal, instead of looking at it from a selfish standpoint, you got to understand once you go through your process to know that it had to happen so that you can be able to be an impact on other people who is experiencing this sting and do not know what to do. Okay? And so it's so important that you got to be mature. Betrayal is maturing you. All right, it's maturing you. So yes, betrayal, when it first happens, it's so hard to think that way because all you feel is the pain. Absolutely. You feel the red. You feel the blood. You feel the pain. You feel the rejection. You feel the worry. All of that. But when you got to press through it, all right, and this is going to get to my second point. When you press through it, you start seeing what's on the other side. I can talk to you guys about this right now, you guys, and I told you I'm only 29. However, I've been experiencing healing for, I want to say, 10 years with my mom and teaching. So I didn't learn how to get through my betrayal overnight. And this brings me to my second T, all right, and my last T, because the first one was truthful, T. You got to be truthful with yourself. R, in order to get over how to trust again, you got to know that relationships are a risk and a reward, all right? That's just really how they are, but the reward that's on the other side is not only just a beautiful relationship, but you learning more about yourself. You got to unveil the mask. You got to embrace who you really are as a person. You didn't do anything wrong when that person betrayed you. You was just being who you were. You were being the most amazing, beautiful person that you were, and don't ever let anyone take that away from you, all right? The S, you got to know that sometimes you're going to have to experience some level of suffering depending on what you were called to in your purpose. But the T, the last thing is that you got to be taught why this particular betrayal came to you. Because betrayal can come in many different ways. We can get betrayed by our fathers. We can get betrayed by our mothers. We can get betrayed by our husbands. We can get betrayed by our wives. We can get betrayed by our children. But you got to get taught why this particular betrayal came to you and what you are going to do and how you're going to heal from that single betrayal. And this is why I had this topic tonight, because on Tuesday, tomorrow, we are doing a workshop at Dunamis Woman, how to trust after being betrayed. And we are going to teach you the how-to, the breakdown in-depthness of the steps that you need to take on really how to understand why you have been betrayed, but how to trust not just yourself, but trust your process and trust what God is taking you through so that you can be able to grow through the betrayal that was brought to you for a purpose. And I say that with a key, for a purpose. So if you want to learn deeper, the in-depthness of why betrayal came your way, I want you to go and I want you to register for this workshop tomorrow night from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I want you to go to this link. It's bit.ly/DW workshops. And the name of the workshop is How to Trust After Being Betrayed. But my mom is going to go in a lot deeper of teaching so that you can get an understanding of why you experience this betrayal and how to not just trust, like I said, yourself again, but trust the process and why it was being brought to you. Because I'm telling you, it was for a reason. You just don't know why. And tomorrow you're going to get an understanding of why if you register for this workshop. So someone put that link down below, bit.ly/DW workshops with the S. And I want you to go to that link and I want you to get registered and invest in yourself to be able to learn why you experience this betrayal, you all. Because when you get an understanding, when you get taught, the sting gets less and less, more from a hurt standpoint, and you start looking at it from a healing standpoint. And let me tell you, when you start putting in the work, it's going to be amazing, the transformation that's going to take place in your life, but also your family's life and everybody else around you all. So no, you can't trust again after you've been betrayed, all right? You can be able to transpire after you've been betrayed. You can be able to experience prosperous love and marriages after you have been betrayed. But the only way that you're going to be able to experience that is understanding why the betrayal came to you in the first place. And we said it earlier, there's blessings in the betrayal, but are you going to challenge yourself? Are you going to challenge yourself enough to dig deep in understanding the beauty behind the betrayal that came your way? Or are you going to stay bitter? It's up to you. You could stay bitter from your betrayal, or you could start saying, you know what, I'm going to seek and understand the beauty behind this betrayal, because everything comes to your life for a purpose, and everything comes to your life for a reason, all right? So if you guys have any questions, you can comment them down below. If you have any comments, thank you guys for joining me, but I want you to go to that link if you have up. Yes, Angie, she said sign up. She has been on the workshops. Some other people from Black and Married with Kids has also been on our workshops, and they're very participatory. You're going to get a lot of teaching. Oh, that's a really good point that I was going to mention. It's not a lot of spots. I think it's only like 3 spots left, all right? So make sure you signed up because it is participatory, so not everyone can be able to join. I think it's between 3 to 5. I don't don't count me on that, but it may be 5 left, if anything, 5. So please go there and register for that workshop and reserve your spot down below. It's going to be so participatory. You're going to get so much understanding of why betrayal came your way. All right. And so if you guys have any questions or comments, I'm still here. Like I said, we always do good in our comments. Please share this on your page. I hope that Scooter, that you understand that karma is not, you don't have to necessarily pray for karma. People will learn throughout life, all right? Let's see, anyone else have comments? Doreen, never allow another person to give your identity. Stand in your truth. Absolutely. Because when you feel the sting of betrayal so much, it's because you have allowed your identity to get wrapped up in that person. And that person has their own journey. That person has their own process. That person has their own place that they need to be in and what they need to go through. And so you were the recipient of the pain that they caused. You were the recipient of the betrayal, but they also have to go through their own process. But because you experienced it, that means that there's something greater for you to go through. Okay? And so when you really love, when you understand the beauty of love, you don't hate other people, but you start looking at, why did I go through all these experiences for myself and for my gain? Okay? Let's see anyone else that has some good comments down below. Monica, we talked about this. Trusting your own judgment. Amira, you said, I have a problem now to find help. We all have problems, you all of us. There is no one without any problems, all right? And if you start thinking that you don't have any problems, and that's why we have relationships. Relationships are not the problem. People are the problem. And when we start dealing with our own problems, even myself, we start having more beautiful relationships. And really, relationships and marriages that work out amazingly and beautifully are because there's two people who know that they got issues and they work through those issues together. All right? Because that's just relationships, all right? We don't come in perfect. We don't have any actually, I was talking to someone the other day. I think that imperfections really are perfections, and I think sometimes so much we're trying to be perfect, failing to realize that in our imperfections, we really are perfect. And if you just embrace your imperfections and know that you do have problems, then you may end up finding some perfection in your life. That's just a tidbit that I want to tell you. All right, so I don't see any more comments. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you all for being on here. Register for that workshop. The price is a low nominal fee for you to invest in yourself, to be active on that workshop and to get some learning and to get some understanding. Thank you all for who have been on the workshop. If you have been on, comment below the experience that you had to encourage someone else to join a workshop. Monica, you said, it feels as if you are the only one and it is embarrassing as someone stated, so you hold on to things or you hold things in. Yes, it is embarrassing, but really when I did that first T about truthfulness, when you understand that everyone has experienced a level of betrayal, then you don't necessarily have to feel embarrassed because betrayal is a part of life. I don't think I've met anyone that hasn't experienced a level of betrayal, but betrayal makes you feel isolated to think that you were the only person dealing with it. But see, the thing is, betrayal comes in many different forms. And that's what you're going to learn in the workshop, why you experience betrayal and the different types of betrayal that you have experienced and how to heal from them. Because it's not just a one-time quick fix when it comes to betrayal, okay? But you don't have to be embarrassed because we all have went through it. But here's the thing, not a lot of people work through it. We all went through it, but a lot of people don't work through it. And the beauty is when you learn how to work through your betrayal and you start really seeing the purpose of it. All right? So thank you, Monica, so much for sharing. I could stay on here all night and comment with you guys. This was really just conversational night. Usually I do a lot more teachings, a lot more engagements, but I want you guys to go and get to that workshop. You'll see the other workshops that we have available as well. But Michelle put down the link, bit.ly/DW workshops. Go sign up for the workshop tomorrow night from 7 to 9 p.m. How to Trust After Being Betrayed. And I would love to see you on there. And I would love to see your transformational journey. And I would love to see your growth. And I would love to see you trust again and be healed. All right, so thank you so much. Thank you, Angela, for sharing your comment. Went through it in 1999 and was able to work through it. So thank you so much. I'm so blessed by you guys, and I'm glad that you guys have me on here. And I will see you Monday, and you guys will see my mom. And always thank you, Lamar and Ronnie, for having me on this platform to talk to Black and Mirror with Kids. So love you all, and have a good rest of your night. Goodbye.